Hello YouTube, Triple Day here, and I am going to be doing another game review is coming your way. Yep, a game review. This is I'm going to be doing a review on one of the real-time strategy games, which I think is the best ever. It's called Command and Conquer. Command and Conquer is like a real-time strategy game, like where you build your own base. You send armies to attack other armies. You can capture other bases. You can build buildings like barracks, Tesla coils, stuff like that. Always. But the game that I'm going to be reviewing is Command and Conquer 3 Tiberium Wars. Um, I love the Command and Conquer franchise. Especially if it's like between Nod and GDI. But this one has a new enemy in it called the Skrin. The Skrin is like an alien race and they've got alien technology. And the Skrin is like a good race. Well, they plan on taking over the Earth and like I'll tell you a little bit about the factions later on, but the game itself is brilliant. Gameplay is a lot different, different enemies, well, same enemies. You've got the two factions which are like attacking each other. You've got like Nod, and you've got GDI, the Global Defense Initiative, and you've got the other one which is the Brotherhood of Nod. Their leader is Kane. I don't know if you can see him pretty well, but he's on the back cover of that. So Kane, and he leads the faction. Odd. Different buildings, different like graphics. I like the way that they've changed it a little bit, but I wish that they can go back to the old style where it was like made by Westwood Industries or Westwood Studios or whatever they call it. Whenever they call the name of the company, it was called Westwood Studios or Westwood Industries or whatever. And but until EA bought the rights to the game, and they decided to make it Westwood Studios have successfully made other games of Command and Conquer, so they said why not continue the franchise. So they said, yeah, we'll come up with Command and Conquer 3 Tiberium Wars, but we'll have the same factions, we'll have the same two factions as in the previous games, but have a new faction in it as well, because since it's called 3, it'll have a faction called the Skrin. Now I've told you about that faction. Right. The Global Defense, I'll tell you about the factions now. The Global Defense Initiative. Global Defense Initiative wants to keep everything safe on the planet. Make it completely safe and free of this source, which is called Tiberium. And Tiberium is like a crystallized thing that grows on the planet Earth. And as soon as you play it as a GDI faction, it'll tell you like what the danger zones are. The danger zones to where Tiberium is, where it's Tiberium infested, and if you come in contact with Tiberium, you get infected with Tiberium. You get exposure to Tiberium. They want to get rid of that. They want to make the Earth completely clean and make it safe so people can actually go back onto the planet, go back to where they ever were. So that's what the Global Defense Initiative are doing. The Brotherhood of Nod, however, wants to harness this Tiberium and like experiment with it, like make it like more like some sort of like use it as a weapon against the GDI, because GDI and Nod were fighting each other for long years. Bit of a spoiler alert here. if you play the original Command and Conquer, which was for the PS1, if you play the PS1 version, and if you beat the GDI campaign, Kane dies. Ion Cannon. If you complete the Brotherhood of the Nord campaign, you get control of the GDI's most powerful weapon, known as the Ion Cannon. The Ion Cannon is what GDI has got. That's their most powerfulest weapon that they've got in the game. The only way to unlock it in this game is if you build like a satellite facility and all that. When you gain control, and the Ion Cannon, if you blast it on that like a base or something like that, it'll just blow up. But in Command and Conquer, the original one, if you blasted the Ion Cannon on a building, it will not completely destroy it. This one, however, it's totally changed. Fire the Ion Cannon, fire like little beams first, and then it starts to spin round, and then makes some sort of like, not an explosion, but like an implosion. Easy way to describe an implosion is, have you ever, if they have seen Resident Evil Afterlife, the bit where the facility blows up, that's not an explosion, that's an implosion. It's where like the explosion actually happens inside like a shield thing, but like it sucks everything in. So like as it's building up, it sucks anything in that's in contact with it, and it just destroys it. Just completely destroys it. So yeah, the Ion Cannon is like an implosion on this. And like as soon as you fire it, like as soon as you fire the beams start to go around, and then implosion happens, and then guess what? That I was absolutely amazed when I first fired the Ion Cannon. I was saying like, I was shocked at it. I just could not believe that they changed the Ion Cannon. So now they've changed it from being like a crap weapon, which was in the original game. Then they just made it awesome. They just made it like the Ion Cannon, like they made it like they just made it like, is this a dream? Is this a dream or not? So yeah, that's why I like the faction GDI for. That's my favourite faction in the game. The Brotherhood of Nord, however, they've got this building which is called the Temple of Nord, which fires a nuclear missile from it. It blows up the base. But it doesn't make like a big explosion. It's totally different. You have to build the Temple of Nord in order for you to fire the rocket. So yeah, and in order to get the Temple of Nord, you had to build like other certain type of buildings just to unlock it. But in the original Command and Conquer, you had to build a technology center in order for you to get your hands on the Temple of Nord. The newest faction, which is in here, which is called the Scrin, they've got a thing called the Rift Generator. Now the Rift Generator, if you put it over an entire base, it creates like a rift of time and space. And honestly, that when I fired that on the enemies, I was like, this new faction is just amazing. Because I first played as a Scrin, and like it was absolutely I was like a bit confused at the time of like what to build and everything. Of course, you had to build a reactor. Every base needs power to like power everything up. Yeah, you've got like a power bar, which is different. It'll tell you how much power you've got. When it lights up green, it means that you are like full like a power, and then you can like build like certain stuff. But as soon as it comes up to here, it means that you need to start thinking, I need more power. But if it goes above, it'll flash red, and then all your defenses and all that will shut down for a period of time until you can build another power generator or reactor or something like that. Until you build another one of them, you can get more power and your defenses will come back online. Another great thing on here is is that you can shut buildings down. You know, like instead of demolishing them, like you did, like, or sell them, like you could turn them off. So it saves power, so you get more power, and then you can like, so the power to that building will shut down until you build more power, and then you turn it back on. Once you turn it back on, then that means everything what you had is like back on, and then when your power bar meter goes back up, your buildings will build like at the same speed as like, well, like, no, normal speed, like as it were. The less the buildings the cost, the more speed will go up. Also, you've got like a little time meter, a time thing which tells you how long it actually takes for the building to be complete. So yeah, really awesome game. I told you my favourite faction. New tanks, new like soldiers and everything. My favourite tank on here has to be the Mammoth tank. The Mammoth tank. It's just brilliant. There's no other way to describe it, but the Mammoth tank is good on this. Especially if you GDI. You still capture buildings, you just still do everything that you've ever dreamed of. So yeah, that's my game review of Command & Conquer Red Alert 3. And to me, I will give this a 8.5 out of 10. So 8.5 out of 10. So that's a good game to play. So 8.5 out of 10 on the Triple D scale. Right, so that's that. Command & Conquer 3 Tiberium Wars. Hope you've enjoyed it. So all I've got to say to you is peace! Peace out!